What is up, everybody? As always, this is Clint,
And I'm Hunter.
and welcome back to another installment of the Northwoods Narrators. With us today, me and Hunter have a nice special little guest for you. Hunter, go ahead and
Very,
introduce.
very special guest, the one and only Mr. Alex Swantek. Please introduce yourself.
Woo!
How's it going, guys? I'm Alex. Buddies with Hunter and Clint. Expert at everything outdoors.
All right, pushing it a little bit much. He's off the podcast. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we're going to be talking about a few things today. First thing we wanted to touch on before we got into too deep into anything else.
We got some big news coming out of the state of Wisconsin right now.
Yes, we got the what was it? It was like a reasonable hunt for sandhill cranes.
Yeah, so we got that bill passed by the House.
Yep.
So that has moved on to the Senate of Wisconsin. This is the farthest this bill has ever made it in the past, I think, 10, 15 years.
Shout out to Wisconsin Waterfowl Association
Yes,
for really pushing this.
They have been.
Same with Delta Waterfowl. They've been huge part.
Yeah. DU is another big one.
Yeah.
One thing too that kind of we've been talking about for the last couple years is actually talking to the game wardens.
Yep.
There was a number of birds they wanted to hit before they thought about opening up a season. And that number, I believe, was like 30,000 birds.
33,000 overall in the state of Wisconsin.
And I think they reached that a couple of years ago now?
When we went to the meeting last year?
I think it was 2 years ago now.
2 years ago now. It was like 133,000.
133,000.
No,
yes.
Don't quote me on those numbers.
That's absurd.
So we quadrupled that.
Yeah.
So we are well over the normal amount for birds.
Right.
And if you look at our flyway too, we're kind of right in line with a bunch of other states that have a sandhill crane hunt.
Well, Minnesota,
let
alone, has the sandhill crane season.
Yeah. And Wisconsin doesn't. I mean, there's a bunch more that are right tight to us.
We're much more of a flyway.
Yeah, we're a heavier flyway, especially our area where we're at.
Yeah.
Northeastern
Wisconsin.
Yeah, we are a very, very heavy. Yeah, we're pulling up a map right now. Yeah, we have one of the highest concentrations of sandhill cranes, pretty much coming out of. What is that? It's not Alberta. It's not Saskatchewan. I don't know what province that is, but it's coming out of Canada, just north of North Dakota. Coming down through Minnesota into a little bit of Iowa, straight into kind of that northeast Wisconsin part is, just bright red.
All I gotta say is, if you drive through Wisconsin, where there are geese, there are cranes.
And sometimes there are probably 10 cranes to a single goose.
Yeah, they outnumber geese like nothing.
Yeah, and they are starting to become a huge problem.
Yes.
Not only to us as hunters just being around and tearing up fields, but to the farmers too, picking out crops.
For you that don't know why hunters are so for sandhill crane being a huntable bird in Wisconsin, is because of a number of things. Actually, the first one, obviously, like Hunter kind of hit on already, is that they damage crops like crazy. They get into a field, they tear up the seed, they tear the seed out of the ground before it even grows, and it just destroys that crop. The other thing is, they're called the ribeye of the sky. I know Steve Ernalla just did a tenderness test on sandhill crane compared to a ribeye, and the sandhill crane was actually more tender than a ribeye, which was nuts.
So I actually listened to that podcast, and the next week one, they did they do corrections right away, and one of the corrections sent in was they did it wrong. They were supposed to do it after it was cooked and not before it was cooked.
Did they do it after it was cooked then? Or
no, they haven't done that. Okay. But
we'll wait on
it's
that.
Still the ribeye of the sky. It is one of the most tender meats that come out of
what's even
waterfowl
more. It's supposed to be more tender once it's cooked, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll
not anybody has tried chewing on a raw piece of meat. If you have, you probably know that it's not easy to chew. So when you cook it, it makes it more tender. So the fact that it was more tender before being cooked is nuts.
I don't know the units they use, but it blew the ribeye out of proportion.
Yeah, easily,
it's just
easily. Say the ribeye got 300, the crane got 50. It was
other way around.
I'm talking about
the more tenderness.
Well, yeah, sorry. Okay, that's other way around.
Other way around.
I'm just saying, either way, the numbers, they were drastically different. So overall, it's going to be a big thing if we can end up getting this through and passed, because it's like for a long time we've only been able to get crop damage
Yeah,
tags for
and
cranes.
select farmers, and it's only like the one of the farmers that I know, they got like 25 one year,
Right.
and they shot it in a day.
Right.
But I just looked up the population. So at last count, there was over 90,000 birds in the state, which this was a couple years ago.
Yep. Does it
But
say when? What date?
it does not say what date.
Okay. Anyway.
But the other thing is, the reason why there hasn't been a hunting season is because of the whooping cranes
Yep.
down in southern Wisconsin. But I just did a Google search. In 1930, there was only 25 pair of mating sandhill cranes in the state of Wisconsin. Now, don't quote me. This is Google, but from 1930 to now, it's increased thousands of times.
Yeah. Over 100%.
Over.
Yeah, it's a lot. So, but yeah, so that's a really really big deal. If you're a hunter, even if you're not a hunter, they're just menaces. Like they have one at the Madison Zoo, ironically enough, and
The whooping crane?
no, just a regular
Just a
sandhill,
crane?
and that thing,
It's in a cage.
it's in a cage. It is in a cage, but that thing was mean. Like you even got close to that cage, it was pecking at the cage like it wanted to destroy you.
So down in Texas, West Texas, where they do a lot of sandhill
Yep,
hunting,
yep.
they're running dogs. They
Wear
make their
rec
dogs
specs.
the rec specs. They
Yep.
make their dogs wear glasses because they will.
The first
Tear
thing
a
they go
dog up.
for is the eyes.
Yeah.
First thing. Yep, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. So another thing too on the same, I'm just gonna touch on this, but the population has grown roughly 19% annually. So each year
Wow.
in recent years. It doesn't say how many years, but I would assume probably 10,
Mhm.
around that 10-year number. So I mean, we're
Well,
getting
it's
a
not going down.
19%. No,
We can't kill them.
it's
So
not.
it's
It hasn't been going down. It's been just a steady increase,
Yeah.
and I mean a crazy increase at that. So we're all of us are really really pushing for this to actually happen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this would be huge for the state of Wisconsin.
That's 20,000 birds a year if you round up
Yeah.
roughly.
it's roughly 20,000.
20,000 a year.
Yeah,
And
so
it's like I said, it's not going down.
No, because we
It's
don't.
going
Only
up.
farmers
It's
have
only
crop
going
damage
up.
tags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the thing with the crop damage tags is you have to leave the dead carcass in the field to prevent
You cannot
cranes.
touch them once you kill them.
Right. And even then, once a hawk or something gets that bird, once a crane can't identify what that bird is anymore, they're coming right back.
100%.
They're not gonna, with how many cranes there are in the state, there is no question that one week, say a farmer kills a sandhill crane in their field, they leave it, it decays. Granted, it won't decay within a week, but we have coyotes, we have eagles, we have hawks, like all that.
Coons,
Yeah,
possums.
all that. That's going to eat away at that bird. And the next week, another group of sandhill cranes is going to come land at the other end of that field. Might not be right on top of it, right? Because there's a dead animal there, but they're going to land in that same field and then destroy another part of that field. Like we already have enough damage from flooding and everything like that in the state. We do not need another thing like sandhill cranes ruining our crops for our farmers here to make that even harder on them. So
Yeah.
100%. This is a big deal. I know we're kind of talking about it like in a hunting way, but even from a farmer's perspective, like I'm not a farmer, but I've worked for many farmers, and they all say the same thing. Like you talk to any farmer in
You
the
talk
state of
to any
Wisconsin,
landowner.
yeah,
Period.
they'll ask like, they'll be like, well, I have some crop damage tags for these cranes because they're destroying my crops. Well, yeah, because that's exactly what they're doing. And if you don't see that part of it, go ask a farmer. I mean, any farmer will tell you like they do not want the cranes there. Geese are a different story. They eat what's left over from the crop. Like if you say you spill some corn somewhere or something, they're gonna eat that corn. They're not digging because the beaks of a goose obviously are rounded.
Yep.
Right? Sandhills are pointed. So pointed beaks can dig into that dirt, grab that seed, eat the seed, so forth, right?
Geese are lazy when it comes to the aspect of eating.
Right. Geese are lazy. They're not going to go digging in the crop. Like, for example, and this is a terrible example, but chickens will dig at the ground to get worms and stuff. Cranes will do the same. They'll dig, they'll use their beaks or get down there, they'll destroy a whole thing of crops. And for any farmer, even if you don't know crops, even 6 plants is a big deal, especially if you're a small farmer.
Yeah, I mean, you think 6 plants, 6 corn cobs, that adds up.
Yeah.
You have six plants taken out of 4 different parts of your field.
Yep.
That's that adds up in
For
the
sure.
end.
For sure. For sure. All right. Well, now that we hit on that, let's get into our main subject here. We kind of have a little debate. Not so much of a debate between us, but we at least want to talk about the pros and cons of both. The pros and cons and debate of duck hunting versus deer hunting.
Yeah, so kind of the big reason why we brought you on, Alex, is because you probably one of the only people that we waterfowl hunt with that heavily deer hunts tries to heavily deer hunt at the same time. So we kind of wanted to just get your opinion on why, what you do, when you do it, how do you make time for both, kind of what goes on in your really busy 3-4 months of hunting season that we get
And
here.
before we really get too far into this, I will say Hunter and Alex are sharing a mic today until we figure something out to make it work where we have 3 or 4 mics hooked up. So bear with us in the sound quality in the next couple of minutes here. We're trying our best, but
Yeah, so if like one of us sound real quiet and then we get really loud, it's because we were passing the mic off. So
we're working on it.
just we're sitting close, but we're trying. We're
Yes,
gonna make the sound as best as we can
We
because
are trying.
technology is so amazing in the great time that we
it's
are in right now.
awesome.
They make it so easy for all of us. And that's
They
kind
do,
of
but they don't at the same time.
and that's why we
so,
stay in the outdoors and hunt
yes.
because you kind of go back down to the roots.
Yep.
So yeah, Alex, take it away. Just kind of talk on
What
how
your
you do it, why
pros
you
are
do.
of hunting and everything like that too. I
Yeah,
wanna hear about it.
what do you prefer more? Do you prefer waterfowl hunting? Do you like deer hunting more? Kind of give us your rundown.
All right, so we'll start off with the biggest thing of waterfowl versus whitetails.
Whitetail in particular, or I'm talking just deer hunting. So that could be
We'll s-
blacktail. It could be
we'll stay whitetail. We'll
whitetail
kind
for
of
the
keep
sake
it.
of Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're for the sake of Wisconsin.
sounds good.
It's they're very similar yet very different in the aspects of how you go about increasing your success levels.
Okay.
In duck hunting, you have public land versus private land. Obviously, 99% of the population is going to choose private land versus public land.
100%.
It's easier. But at the same time, there comes a challenge to that of public land. You're going in, you're not doing any work to attract. You're not doing any work for waterfall's sake, for nesting, for food, for coverage, for mating grounds, for to have all the things you need to have a successful duck impoundment or waterfowl impoundment. That kind of laps over into whitetails. I grew up hunting a piece of land that it was 450 some acres, and we did food plots, we did everything. We put in swish grass, we put in the food plots, we put in the water holes, and we grew big deer.
Mm-hmm.
We did, and it was an amazing chunk of land to see all your hard work pay off. But at the same time, there's always the debate. Oh, you hunt private land, your deer are
Yeah.
trained, this, that, and the other thing.
It's easy to shoot a big deer when it's surrounded by a fence.
It was not a high fence farm.
It's hard to keep ducks inside of a high fence.
You're
I
right,
mean, you kind of have to have a cover over it.
Yeah,
So duck hunting, in my
gosh.
opinion, is going to make
It's
it a little
way
bit tougher.
harder.
Way
gosh.
harder. You got to put way more work in than just, I'm going to go sit in this tree today. I don't know. I don't know what feeder they're
So
going to be
if I
coming
could
to.
fit my barrel through this rung of fence.
The neighbor's land. Okay.
We stayed on our property lines. Don't worry.
And no one's baiting.
No.
What's baiting? We don't do that here. And the other big thing is location, and it comes down to that in waterfowl hunting. If you're in Big Falls, or if you're in Wapaka County, where there is those big deer, and you have all the essentials for growing big deer, it's going to be easier to kill a bigger deer.
Right.
But at the same time, there's been how many 120s, 130s, 140s, 150s, 160s killed off public land and you're just in the right spot at the right time.
Right. I mean, the thing with even private land that's not big fence, obviously, big fence is
Yeah.
a whole nother story. If you do that, you're kind of a turd.
I've never hunted high fence in my life.
So,
Just to
but
make that
the
known.
thing with open land, right? You're literally butting up to so much other stuff. The possibility of those deer staying in that one spot the whole season, slim to none. So if you see that deer on your trail cam, more than likely you're going to go out there the next day and get that thing, right?
In a sense, yes.
Well, best chance, I should
Yes,
say.
yes.
Best chance to get that deer is that
And
next day.
Hunter kind of witnessed it last year. I was watching a deer on a piece of property that I had access to. That was 20, 30 minutes away from my house. And I watched the deer. I had the deer patterned every day. And that deer, he was coming out to a private field to feed, which I had access to, but he was going back into public land to bed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which, I mean, luckily, my family and I were fortunate enough to purchase a piece of land that we have now turned into a deer haven.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter was fortunate enough to come up there when it was not in its prime.
Very fortunate to not shoot a deer on this.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll go up. You'll see probably close to 24 deer a day. You'll have your take at whatever you want. Saw one deer on the second day, and it was a size of a dog. Yeah, sitting in a box blind eating. What were we eating? Was it SpaghettiOs? SpaghettiOs we cooked off of a buddy heater.
SpaghettiOs and Little Debbie.
Oh my! No, I don't think we had Little Debbie's in there, but we had the Christmas trees. Yeah.
The Christmas trees, man.
Dude, it was something else. I mean,
that's the best thing about that time of when gun season is the Little Debbie Christmas trees are out, man.
To be fair, I hunted every day but one day of our gun season, and there was about 4 boxes of Little Debbie's consumed.
Oh my goodness.
Alex is solely keeping the Little Debbie company in business in the state of Wisconsin.
Before hunting season, there's a whole truck that pulls up.
Yeah, just dumps it off at their cab. They just unload the trailer there. Well, they get it back after hunting season, so they just go in there and they'll start digging through boxes.
Snowballs? Nah. Ho-hos? Nah.
Ding dongs?
No. Just straight Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Christmas trees and Twinkies, baby.
Hostess now? Dang. You're supplying the whole crew, man. All jokes aside. But like I was saying, like you can't really force that deer to stay there. Yes, it's a haven, 100%. Same with ducks. If they feel safe there, they're going to keep coming back, right?
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of where are they going during the day, right? The fact of them for them to stay in so many acres all day, every single day, slim to none. So like ducks aren't going to stay in that one pond all day, every day. They're going to fly somewhere, get some food, get some grub, probably come back to roost, right?
And that's the same thing with deer, unless you're on, in our experience, unless you're on about 150 to 200 acres, is where you'll start to notice where deer are staying on your property. But that's, again, if you have the 3 components: bedding, water, and food. That's what, for a whitetail, that's basically their essentials.
Mm-hmm.
And our property, it only being 20 acres, we do a pretty good job at maximizing our land that we have by putting in small water holes, by putting in food plots, we have a 6-acre chunk that we don't go into, that we went and hinge cut a bunch of stuff and planted swishgrass. So they have that haven to where come in April, around Mother's Day, in that small section that we have, we actually watched a doe give birth to her fawn in there last year, and they stayed in there until that fawn was about 6-8 weeks old, and they were using that bedding area that we set aside and utilized the food plots. So being able to see all the work that we've put in over the years, pushing trails, making food plots, doing all the work, pay off, was very rewarding of a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, so which do you prefer? Do you prefer deer or duck? Or I guess waterfowl, I should say.
There's one right answer.
I got hooked on the waterfowl bug when I was about 8 years old.
Okay.
7 years old, 8 years old. I was in a deer stand when I was 3 years old. So deer hunting to me is more of a tradition within my dad, my grandpa, my uncles, my cousins, because we all deer hunt. But waterfowl for me is more rewarding. Yet I see the same thing with whitetails because of how much work I put into whitetails and how much work I put into waterfowl. But September 1st, when our early goose and early teal starts, I am balls to the wall.
Until
Waterfowl.
gun season.
No. That first cold front, that first morning I wake up and there's frost on the grass, whitetails. You experienced it.
But that first cold front is when we also get our first big push of geese. So goose hunting starts getting real
And all the
good.
mallards get in
And some
town.
mallards start coming in.
I can kill geese in any kind of weather. Early season, late season, we've done it all. That first cold front, as a whitetail hunter, there is something special about that first cold front.
See, I've
And I love it.
I've hunted deer. I've only killed one, granted, but like for me, waterfowl is way more fun. I mean, that's why I said it's going to be a little bit hard to debate it. Like if we had someone that was hardcore whitetail over and they've never waterfowl hunted, I could understand their take on it. But being someone that's done both, like for my personality and everything, hands down, I'm taking waterfowl 10 out of 10 times
And it is 100% way more fun. Like I've spoiled Hunter last season, sitting in an enclosed blind for his first time,
for deer hunting.
heater,
Yeah.
food, sitting over a food plot. That's very, very fancy, and we were able to talk.
Yep.
But that is the one nice part about waterfowl hunting. It can be 2:30 in the morning, and we're rolling out in the field with
Jamming to Tupac
jamming,
or something.
jamming little T Swift in the morning, get you hyped up.
Yeah.
That
Little
is the
Miley
one
Cyrus,
nice part.
Party in the USA, you know.
Oh, it goes for you've rode with me in the morning. You know what goes on.
Yep. But yeah, so I mean, you just being able to talk out loud like we are right now
Yep.
in the duck blind, and then all of a sudden, oh, ducks, and you stay silent for like 2 seconds, and then you can shoot the ducks and whatever geese, whatever you're hunting. So that's why, in my opinion, dude, nothing will ever beat waterfowl. Like turkeys, you got to be quiet for that. Deer, you got to be super quiet for. Like when I was younger, I was in a stand with my parents, my mom or my dad, and it was just you had to be dead quiet. As a kid, that's the worst thing you tell a kid. Like, hey, be as quiet as possible. Yeah, right.
It was the scariest thing when you said something, like when I'd say something to my dad and it was a hair too loud. Like I would just get cold chills.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yep.
this isn't good.
Dude, and then when you're older, like, and you can go by yourself, you hear a squirrel rustle the leaves, and you're like, oh crap, and you literally feel your heartbeat raise, and then you get a little shaky. So I can see why people like it, but for me, I do get that feeling when some ducks or geese are working, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here they come, man, get them, and then you go, and it's like, oh, that's a whole nother realm of excitement for me.
I love waterfowl hunting, but I've killed a good amount of deer for someone my age.
Yeah.
I will never, ever get the feeling that I get shooting a duck that I do after shooting a deer.
Yeah. See, I do. I don't know. It's something about it. Like every time I shoot a bird, I want to just be like, woo, like that was awesome. Like that's me every time.
I get that 100%. I am that way. The shakes is what gets me. I do not like when people stereotypical when you kill a big deer, buck fever, you shake.
Yep.
I get that. If it's a 80-pound yearling doe, yeah, I've killed them. Or the buck that I shot 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I do get that excited though. Like that's me. Like I
Oh,
don't
100%.
shake, don't get me wrong. But I think the thing that makes you shake is the fact that you gotta be as quiet and as still. You gotta move super slow unless you're in those nice enclosed blinds.
You still got to be still in those blinds.
Right, but even then, like
it's more forgiving.
If you're working
than
geese,
in a
they're
tree
looking
stand.
at your spread. It takes one movement of a door, and Granted, it depends on the geese, but because some geese you fly your doors open, they're just like, I'm still landing. But other geese, like you fling your doors open or one thing moves and it doesn't look right, boom, there goes the whole flock.
Yeah, 100%.
So in my opinion, duck hunting beats out deer hunting any day.
Yeah, same here. I mean, everyone should know this by now, but I am just diehard duck goose.
Yeah.
It's like, and the one thing that gets it for me is, are those birds working? Seeing them come down, going from one spot to another, and they see your decoys, they lock out. They make that wide spin, and then you have that like 15, 20 seconds in them actually trying to work in.
Well, the other thing for me with deer, or not with deer, with duck and goose is calling them in.
Yes, so that's
Like,
a big thing
deer,
for me.
You can't. Like being able to like almost talk their language to them is so cool.
You haven't seen me work my grunt tube.
I don't think
I call them
see
deer.
you use your grunt tube.
I call them deer in from miles away.
But no, it's really cool because you can see them react. Like
Yeah,
if you get them low enough, like geese especially, you can see their heads start to turn, look at whatever you're doing. That to me, so stinking cool.
yeah.
Man.
It's just the deception
Yeah.
of you're speaking their language, you're
Come here,
you're
duck.
mimicking
Come
them,
here,
and it's
duck.
exactly what that's exactly what they're hearing.
Yep.
According to science, the science of me.
Hunter cook science.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Dr. Hunter Cook over here.
Yeah, I got my PhD, I got my doctorates. But yeah, it's just being able to like talk through that call, get them to feel comfortable, land into a bunch of plastic decoys. I mean, it's rewarding.
Well, the thing is,
in
too,
a different
is that
realm.
your call is making those plastic ducks or geese realistic,
Yeah.
which is so cool. That one call is able to do that. That's insane. That's what's really cool to me. So,
Yeah.
and I want to say, like, in the state of Wisconsin, I might have to say that I think there are more deer hunters than there are waterfowl
Way
hunters.
more deer hunters. Way
But
more.
it's if you haven't tried it, you got to just at least try it. Like I know a guy I work with tried duck hunting. Granted, it was early teal, so not the most ideal kind of duck hunting, but he tried it and it changed his whole perspective on it. Before that, he thought it was the dumbest thing ever. Like ducks are way easier to hunt, deer are way harder, blah blah blah. Like I'm not saying it's harder or easier, but you still got to put the work in order for it to come out the way you want it to, right? So, and after he did it once, he changed his mind completely. Like he's way more open to it now, which is awesome. Like I was the same way. I didn't know how I'd feel. I was like, I've never been duck hunting before, and that was however many years ago now. And now I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Like that's awesome. So
Yeah. And I think it comes down to, especially in Wisconsin, waterfowl in the state of Wisconsin over the last 10 years has grown so much. And if you look at our flyways, they're moving east. Every single one of the major flyways is moving east. And so it's getting better.
right. And what's
It's
even cooler
increasing.
is that it can only get so far west, right?
Yeah.
So us being in the Midwest, like it's only going to get so much more east until it's going to start working its way back to, and eventually we're in a good area. Let's put it that way. The middle of the states, that's such a nice area for birds to flock to, because we got the Mississippi right here, we got the Great Lakes right here. We have such nice bodies of water. If you live in the state of Wisconsin and you haven't tried duck hunting, just try it.
Go buy cheap marketplace decoys. You don't
Right.
even need decoys.
Right, and we already talked about shotguns. Me and Hunter did, of a Remington 870. Boom.
I will live and
Tried
die
and
by a
true.
Remington 870.
Tried and true. So that's one of those things, like you don't need a $2,000 gun in order to shoot ducks and geese. Your shotgun that you use for pheasants, easily. I told Hunter, my first gun I shot a duck with was an over under 12 gauge. That's what I had, and it worked out perfect.
I'm looking at buying a Browning Synergy to use as a waterfowl gun.
Right, like it's one of those things, like you don't need the top of the line things in order for this to work out for you.
It's the same thing for
You
deer
can
hunting.
make it work. So overall, I'm on the duck waterfowl.
We'll
side
do a
of
final
things.
vote.
I'm duck.
I'm duck.
I'm goose. Got him.
I gotta go with. Don't get me wrong.
Dead honest. What's your dead honest opinion?
If you had to choose one species to hunt, whether it was ducks or deer, for the rest of your life, and you couldn't do anything else but that, what is it? Life or death situation. You have a gun to your head. If you don't answer in 5 seconds, you're dead.
One,
I have a question within the first 5
2,
seconds. Do reindeer count because they
3,
fly? So technically they're ducks.
4,
I gotta go whitetails
Ooh.
for the simple fact
Honestly, when we started this, I did not think you were going to go that way.
you got to look at it through my eyes. You know what my family is around,
Right.
and what specifically my dad, what he does for a living, and I grew up eating whitetail. That's what mom didn't go out and buy ground beef.
Don't get me wrong. If I had to choose, like, what do you have
and
to eat
that's
between duck or deer? I'm choosing venison 10 out of 10 times.
you can make anything taste good wrapped in bacon, and that is my take on eating waterfowl. Turn it into jerky or wrap it in bacon.
I will stand behind that. Mallards taste awesome. Mallards
If
taste really
cooked
good.
properly.
Goose can taste awesome. Again, it's all about how you cook it. I mean, you can
Yeah.
make venison taste like crap.
You could make a
cook it wrong.
prime rib taste bad.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying, though. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, your family is definitely more deer oriented, I think. You guys do have strong waterfowl aspects to it, but deer is definitely your main focus.
We love chasing waterfowl, but when it comes back down to it, whitetail will always be there for us.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, shooting a limit of geese is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been fortunate to kill a deer that I've put on the wall, and I'm very proud of him, put in a lot of work for. And I will never forget that feeling, and I will never forget the first deer that I killed and the work that went into it and the prep versus the first duck I killed. We went out into a slough and threw some decoys out, and the first flock of ducks that came through, pow, 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 and they were there.
Yep.
But now getting into it more in depth, I love them both. I live for the outdoors, anything in the outdoors.
But if you had to pick one, it would
If I had to pick one, it would be deer, just because of the way I grew up and the way I was raised.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, like I said, I only got into waterfowl a handful of years ago. Nothing too crazy, and I did deer before that. And could it be one of those things like, okay, I got into it, I'm loving it, but at the same time, I've been doing it for, gosh, I want to say going on 4 years now, and I don't think I ever want to stop. Like, it's just one of those things. I know you and Hunter kind of experimented with the guide realm of things with it, which I know didn't necessarily go the best, didn't go the worst. It was kind of just meh. And it's like that thing, like guiding, the sound of it sounds really awesome to me, but at the same time, I feel like it'd take the fun out of it for me. So that's where, like, I want to just be able to do it for fun for me for the rest of my life, as long as I can hunt, kind of thing. So.
It took the fun out of it for me, but also seeing people kill their first ducks and their first geese, that was a very rewarding aspect of it.
Oh, hands down. I mean, I took my brother-in-law and his buddy out duck hunting for one of their first times, and they both got a duck. And man, just seeing them light up, it brought me back to when I shot mine, because I can only imagine
100%.
like what the people I was with, which is my other brother-in-law and my father-in-law. They saw me shoot my first duck, and I was freaking out, and they were just like, yeah. after that first duck, I've been hooked ever since, dude. It's terrible, but it's awesome.
That's how it's been for me. Like I said, I was in the deer stand at 3 years old, and I caught the bug, and I haven't lost it. And then I picked up another bug, which, if you don't deer hunt or waterfowl hunt, choose one and stick with it. It gets really expensive if you do both.
Well, Hunter, what's your favorite thing about waterfowl hunting?
My favorite thing is just being out there early morning and watching the marsh come alive with all the ducks starting to get up, flying around. It's just that first 5, 10, 15 minutes of light is just absolute. The sunrise it's just absolute chaos.
It's amazing.
That's my favorite thing. Is just
especially if you're on public land and all you hear.
Yeah, it's hearing everything wake up and get going. You're like, all right, let's buckle in, heads down.
Even
now
with a field hunt, like, you hear the cranes get up.
Yeah,
you hear everything start to really rustle around.
Yeah, you hear all the crows start waking up. The pigeons are flying. Cows are starting to moo. I mean, it's just it's a wonderful feeling.
5 miles away.
Yeah.
Was that a goose?
Yeah, it got me a couple times.
Yep.
You hear the farmer starting up their feed tractor that has no exhaust, and at 4:30 in the morning sounds sounds absolutely gnarly.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that's your favorite part, huh?
Yeah, my absolute favorite part is just watching those birds get up, react. It's just it's a constant learning curve, which is my favorite thing.
That's why you're more waterfowl.
Yeah, I love the challenge of it.
Yep. Yeah. No, 100%.
I'd say one thing to cap it all off is whatever it is, being out in the outdoors, whether it's ice fishing, open water fishing, trout fishing, deer hunting, goose hunting, squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, trapping, whatever it is, just being in the outdoors and seeing the wonderful floating island that we get to
Yeah.
live on every day, and just being outside, putting the phones down,
Yep.
getting outside, hanging with some buddies,
Seeing God's creation, man.
seeing God's
it's
creation.
Awesome. God
It's
bless.
amazing.
God,
100%.
I thank
God
God
bless.
every day that we get to be on this world and be able to do stuff like this. Like,
Well, and
it's
bringing
awesome.
people together. Like, there's 3 of us sitting around a table right now
talking hunting. And I'm sure like there's countless stories we could tell, right? But yeah, overall, 100%. We got two for waterfowl, 1 for deer. So in the sense of the 3, we got waterfowl winning it.
Ducks on top, baby.
Ducks
Let's
on
go.
top, baby.
Ducks number 1. Ducks number 1.
Ducks number 1 forever.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Yep.
guys. Well, thank you for coming back to another episode. Again, feel free. Please like, sometimes comment if you want. Just comment something fun. Tell us about your first time duck hunting.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer whitetails? Do you prefer ducks? I mean, what is it? Just
Waterfowl.
let us know.
Yeah, man. We love to hear about it.
Whitetails are still the best, no matter what.
He can say that all he wants, but
He's
we'll
out.
see
He's
what actually
outnumbered.
happens. I'll try to put up a poll too, so we can see how that works out. Always, please share, please follow, and come back next week for another installment. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you, Alex, for coming in to be our special
thank
guest.
you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. See you guys later.